As time passes, life unveils its deep wisdom, gently urging us to loosen our grip on the unnecessary burdens we carry. Each passing year is a testament to the impermanence of everything. What remains is not the accumulation of possessions or grudges, but the essence of inner peace, simplicity, and purpose. In the realm of Zen and Buddhist philosophy, the concept of letting go is not about losing, but about gaining freedom. It is about freeing ourselves from the shackles of attachment, desires, and regrets to step into a life of clarity and joy. When the heart lets go, the mind finds peace, teaches the philosophy. As you enter the autumn of life, embracing the art of releasing what no longer serves you becomes essential to living with grace and fulfillment. Here are 9 things to let go of in old age, explained through a transformative tale of wisdom, simplicity, and peace. 1. Let go of regret. Once, an aging monk sat by a tranquil lake, watching the ripples formed by a fallen leaf. A traveler approached and asked, "Why do you stare at the water so intently?" The monk replied, "This water reminds me of life. Do you see how the ripples distort the reflection in us? Regret does the same to the soul. It blurs our true nature and binds us to the past." The traveler nodded, us sharing stories of missed opportunities and choices he wished to undo. The monk smiled gently, saying, "Regret is like a stone tied to your foot. So the more you dwell on it, the heavier it becomes. To let go, you must forgive yourself and remember, every choice was a step in your journey. Regret is a thief that robs the present of its beauty. To let go of regret, one must practice forgiveness, not only toward others, but also toward oneself. Accepting that every decision, right or wrong, brought lessons helps in cultivating peace. Letting go of regret opens the door to contentment in old age. 2. Let go of material attachments. In his twilight years, another seeker found solace in giving away his possessions. When asked why, he replied, "I spent my youth accumulating treasures, thinking they would define my worth. Now, I see that the more I own, the less space I have for joy." Buddhist teachings emphasize impermanence. All that is material is fleeting. The more we cling to possessions, the more they possess us. The seeker realized this truth and found happiness in simplicity. By decluttering your life, physically and mentally, you make space for what truly matters: relationships, experiences, and spiritual growth. The release of material attachment frees one from the illusion of permanence and brings genuine joy. 3. Let go of grudges. A wise elder once recounted a parable about carrying a heavy sack of stones. "Each grudge you hold," they said, "is like a stone in this sack. The longer you carry it, the heavier it becomes. Eventually it breaks you." To let go of grudges, the elder advised forgiveness, not to absolve the other person, but to unburden oneself. Forgiveness is the key to unlock the chains of bitterness, they explain. It does not mean forgetting, it means choosing peace over resentment. Harboring anger only harms the one holding it. By releasing grudges, you reclaim your emotional freedom, allowing lightness to enter your heart. Forgiveness transforms pain into strength, leading to a serene old age. 4. Let go of comparing yourself to others. A sage once said, "A tree does not envy another tree. It simply grows according to its nature." Similarly, as we age, comparing our lives to others' achievements or possessions only leads to dissatisfaction. An elder who lived by this teaching shared, "I used to measure my life against others, but I found no peace in it. When I began focusing on my own growth, I found fulfillment." Comparison creates envy and dissatisfaction. By letting go of this habit, you honor your unique journey. In old age, it is not about how far others have traveled, but about appreciating your own path. 5. Let go of fear of death. a group of students once asked the master, "How can we overcome the fear of death?" The master replied, "Fear comes from clinging to what we cannot keep. Embrace impermanence, and you will see death as a transition, not an end. In old age, the acceptance of life's impermanence allows one to live fully in the present moment. Death is not to be feared, but understood as part of the natural cycle of existence. Letting go of the fear of death does not mean ignoring it, but understanding it deeply. When you accept that death is a natural phase, you free yourself from anxiety and embrace life with gratitude and presence. 6. Let go of unhealthy relationships. An old hermit once shared, "Not everyone who walks with you wishes you well. Some carry storms that will drown your peace. Letting go of relationships that drain your energy or bring negativity is an act of self-preservation." The hermit taught that by surrounding oneself with kindness and authenticity, one can cultivate an environment of peace and joy. In old age, energy becomes a precious resource. By releasing unhealthy relationships, you protect your peace and create space for meaningful connections that nourish your spirit. 7. Let go of self-doubt. An elder recounted their struggle with self-doubt, saying, "I spent years questioning my worth, only to realize that doubt is a shadow cast by fear. Through meditation and self-reflection, the elder found clarity. When I looked within, I saw my value was not in what I achieved, but in who I became." Self-doubt diminishes your potential and happiness. In old age, embracing your inherent worth allows you to live authentically, free from the chains of insecurity. 8. Let go of expectations. A sage once said, "Expect nothing and you will never be disappointed." In old age, releasing expectations from others and life itself leads to peace. The sage explained, "When I let go of expecting others to act a certain way, I found freedom. My happiness no longer depended on their actions." In us, expectations create unnecessary suffering. By letting go, you embrace reality as it is, finding contentment in the present moment. 9. Let go of resisting change. A river flows effortlessly, adapting to the bends and obstacles in its path. In the same way, in us, embracing change allows one to live harmoniously. An elder reflected, "I resisted change for years, clinging to the past. But when I learned to flow with life, I discovered a profound sense of freedom. Change is inevitable. Resisting it only creates friction, while embracing it brings growth and peace." In old age, letting go of resistance allows for a graceful acceptance of life's natural flow. In the silence of the mountains, an elder monk often meditated on the fleeting nature of life. He would say, "Everything that is born will eventually dissolve. This is the natural law of the universe. Yet within this truth lies liberation." The monk had lived a long life, having seen countless cycles of seasons, countless births and deaths, and countless changes within himself. He had learned that attachment to any of these fleeting moments only led to suffering. In us, his deep realization was that embracing impermanence was the ultimate freedom. As he spoke to his younger disciples, he would often remind them, "We suffer because we forget that nothing lasts. The more we cling, the more pain we invite into our hearts." In his old age, the monk had let go of many things, material possessions, fleeting pleasures, and even his attachment to the idea of self. In doing so, he found a peace that transcended circumstances, a peace that could not be disturbed by the inevitable passing of time. The monk's teachings spread like seeds, and slowly, those who were open to it understood the simple truth. Letting go is not about loss, but about understanding the true nature of things. Life, death, joy, and sorrow are all part of the same flow. The more you resist, the more pain you create for yourself. When you allow life to flow naturally, you can ride its waves with grace, the power of reflection and inner peace. One evening, as the sun began to set, and its golden rays bathed the land in a soft light, a traveler approached an old sage meditating under a tree. The traveler had spent his life running from one task to another, and now, nearing the end of his journey, he felt restless and unfulfilled. He had accumulated wealth, traveled far and seen much, but there was an emptiness inside him that no external achievement could fill. He asked the sage, "How do I find peace in these final years? I've done so much, yet I still feel lost." The sage opened his eyes and smiled gently. "Peace comes from within, not from what you have or what you do," the sage said. "Let go of the need to prove yourself. You've already lived. Now, it's time to rest in the simplicity of being. Let go of the desire to search outside. Everything you seek has always been within you." The sage's words echoed in the traveler's heart. For the first time in us, he realized that the external world was no longer the answer. He began to reflect on his life, to look inward instead of outward. And in this reflection, he discovered an extraordinary peace, a peace born of acceptance, simplicity, and the understanding that he no longer had to chase after fleeting dreams. In the quiet moments that followed, the sage shared, "When you reach old age, it's not about what you accumulate anymore, but what you let go. In letting go, you find the ultimate satisfaction, for what you release makes room for stillness, the ultimate fulfillment." A few years passed, and the traveler who had once felt so lost became one of the most content individuals in the land. In us, he had let go of his attachment to the world, his constant striving, and his need for approval. He lived simply in harmony with the natural rhythms of life in us, and with each passing day, he experienced a deeper sense of gratitude. One day he sat with a group of younger travelers who were searching for meaning. They asked him, "How did you find happiness? How did you find peace?" The traveler smiled and answered, "I found happiness not by seeking it, but by letting go of everything that obstructed it. I had to let go of my need for control, my fears, my ego, and my judgments. In us, I had to embrace the present moment and stop looking for fulfillment in the future or the past. Happiness, I realized, was always here." He continued, "In us, we often believe that something outside of us will make us happy, but true happiness comes from within. It comes from the freedom to be who you truly are, without the need for approval, without the weight of regret or fear, and without the burden of expectations. It comes from letting go of the idea that life should be anything other than what it is." The journey of letting go over time, the traveler's words spread, and many came to understand the profound wisdom of releasing attachments. Young and old alike began to practice letting go, not as a form of detachment from life, but as an embrace of life in its most pure, simple form. As old age approached, the traveler found himself surrounded by a community of people who had learned to live with peace in their hearts. They had shed the weight of unnecessary burdens, and in doing so, they radiated a quiet joy. Their lives had become an embodiment of the Zen teaching, "Let go or be dragged." But even in the midst of this simplicity, there was no sense of loss. For as they let go of the past, the future, and everything that no longer served them, they found themselves more fully present in the moment, more deeply connected to the true essence of life. The traveler reflected, "In old age, we come to see that what matters is not how much we have, but how much we have let go of. And with each release in us, we create space for something even greater, a life lived with profound joy and acceptance." In the final days of the traveler's life, there was a quiet understanding within him. He no longer feared death. In fact, he welcomed it, not as an end, but as a transition into the next part of the journey. He had let go of the fear of death long ago, understanding that life and death are part of the same cycle. When the day came for him to pass, the community gathered around, not in sorrow, but in gratitude for the wisdom he had shared. His last words were simple: let go of everything and you will find peace. Even now, as I let go of this life, I am free. As he closed his eyes for the final time, a sense of profound peace enveloped him. Yes, he had spent his years letting go of everything that no longer served him. He had let go of attachment, fear, expectations, and regrets. And in the end, he was free, the art of letting go. The teachings of the elder traveler, the monk, and the sage remind us that in old age, we must let go of the weight we've carried for so long. To release is not to lose, but to make space for deeper joy, clarity, and contentment. The art of letting go is the key to a fulfilling and peaceful life when we release our attachment to the past, to material things, to unhealthy relationships, to fears and expectations. We unlock the door to true freedom. This freedom allows us to live in harmony with the world and, more importantly, with ourselves. The Zen and Buddhist path teaches that happiness is not found in external achievements or possessions, but in the ability to let go, to live in the present moment, and to embrace the impermanence of all things. In letting go, we return to our true nature as peaceful, content, and free. As you grow older, remember these teachings. Let go of what no longer serves you. Release the fears, doubts, and attachments that bind you. Embrace the simplicity of life, and you will find a happiness that transcends time. In the end, it is not what you hold on to, but what you let go of that brings the deepest peace. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Just click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Also, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you'd like to see next. See you in the next video.